Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my beautiful people. It's October 16th. I have not been on here since I think the 11th or something like that. Yeah, a lot going on. So I'm going to make some chicken noodle soup now. I don't have everything like whole garlic. I like putting whole garlic. I don't have a green bell pepper, but you know, or orange, but we're just going to use what I have. So, hold on. This is a little bitty stove. Look at this stove, y'all. It's cute, ain't it? So I just started boiling a whole chicken. That's how I'm going to start the base off with my chicken noodle soup. That's what I'm making. I'm going to put some seasoning in it, some broth. I usually use bouillon cubes or the concentrated bouillon. None of that. So we got, what I got? I got something back up in here. I got something up in there. I'm gonna figure it out. But anyway, yeah, so that's starting to boil. I really don't like cooking on electric stoves. I love gas stoves, but see, every time I go back to electric stove, I gotta figure out the temperatures. Then you get to know your stove, and then anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm rambling. So let me cut up all these vegetables, turn back on my music, and I'll be back. I guess this is gonna be my Vlog-O-Ween vlog. I will let you guys know everything that's going on one day. But yeah. Okay. I miss you guys. I'll be back. Okay, I put some minced garlic in there. I put the turkey neck that came with the chicken and threw the gizzards and hearts and all that away. You can actually put that in there. It ain't gonna do nothing but flavor your chicken. But my kids, if they get a piece of that gizzard in their soup, then they ain't gonna want to eat the rest of the soup. And I ain't got time for none of that. But anyway, this is what I use, minced garlic. I had a whole one of these just in chicken, but Golden decided he wanted to throw a whole bag of my seasonings away, and most of them were brand new. But anyway, so I put a little bit of this tomato with chicken flavor bouillon in there now. I never even used this before, but I opened up and used it today. I put a little of this beef in there. Don't have chicken, so you know we doing what we do. I put a little bit of this Italian seasoning in because it has a lot of herbs in there, and I don't have any fresh herbs. You have some fresh herbs, throw some fresh herbs in there. But anyway, a little bit of rosemary, which is actually in the Italian too, but you know, why not? Some all total seasoning. I put a little bit of that in there. A little bit of this seasoning salt, a little bit of Creole, a little bit of the Johnny seasoning. A lot of the parsley, and I didn't put any lemon pepper in there, but I do like lemon pepper with chicken, and I don't have any pepper. I had a brand new thing of pepper like this, and that was, Golden decided he wanted to throw that away too. So let me put a little bit of lemon pepper in there. So I am going to put a little bit of lemon pepper in there because I forgot about the lemon pepper, and I'm just going to let that boil away while I'm cutting up my vegetables. And that's what I'm doing today, making chicken noodle soup. Let me show you what noodles I'm using. Hold on. I'm using these wide noodles. I use these are the kinds that come in a ball, like the little circle balls. I like those. Now, my kids love chicken noodle soup. They love my chicken noodle soup. So I'm going to be using all those noodles because they really like the noodles and the broth. Yeah, but anyway. So just showing you what it's looking like so far, and I like using whole peppercorn. I don't have any more whole peppercorn. I like using bay leaf. I could have sworn I just bought some bay leaves. Let me see if I can find the bay leaves. If I can't find it, oh well, we're not gonna have bay leaves. But put a couple of bay leaves in there, whole peppercorn, and use fresh whole garlic cloves too. Chop them up a little bit and put them in there. But I didn't have it, so I used the minced garlic. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I have a Soblano, whatever that pepper's called. Walmart was out of green bell peppers, which they've been out forever, and jalapeno. So I just grabbed the Soblano pepper or whatever it's called. That's the end of it. Cut up half to put in there now. Half of my yellow and red bell pepper. The other half in there, and I already put half of my celery in. I'm gonna cut these small onions. So I'm gonna cut one onion up now to put in, and other onion in for later to put in. I don't know why I do that. I like the different textures I like putting stuff in while it's cooking because it helps flavor the broth. And I like putting stuff a little bit later on because it's still got the crunch and all the nutrients in the vegetables. But anyway, yeah. Just a little space. That's what it's looking like now, and it's starting to smell. Once you put that celery in there, it already gives it like a soup smell. So it's already starting to smell like soup. I'm trying to debate if I want to turn it up a notch and put some shrimp and sausage in here and make it like a gumbo chicken noodle soup, or just leave it plain. I don't know. Figure it out later. Yeah, I'm going to put half of that in there. Hold on. I do like adding butter, but I don't have any. So, no butter. Oh well. I think I am going to put the sausage in it just to give it a little extra flavoring, like the butter, like I usually put in there since I don't have no butter. I think I am going to throw some andouille sausage in there. I already took the packaging off. That's Cajun andouille sausage. And I might throw a little bit of the Old Bay seasoning in there also to kick up the flavor a notch. Just a little bit of everything because you don't want to over season anything. So I'm just going to continue to let that boil down. I did put some baby carrots in there. I'm going to end up putting a whole bag in there because, you know, I'm heavy on vegetables, y'all. And I cut up the whole thing of celery also. All right, I'll be back in about 30 minutes to show you what it's looking like so far and what I'm going to do to it and what I'm not going to do to it. All right, it's been about, I don't know, an hour or something like that. The chicken is pretty much done. I'm just going to let it cool off so I can debone it because I'm running out of room in my pot. And I still want to add a few things like noodles and sausage and maybe some shrimp. So this is what the broth is looking like. And it looks full once I put that chicken in, but it ain't that much broth in there at all, actually. I usually make this in a bigger pot because I do use the whole chicken. And sometimes I even add like party wings. I'll saute them up on the grill, get them little, you know, color on them, and like throw them in there for extra little shaboom bang. But I ain't doing all that right now, just me and the kids eating. So yeah, maybe a couple other people might get a plate, but anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna let that just sit. I'm just gonna let this just sit and cool off so I can get rid of the bones. I don't have no room. I usually just leave the whole chicken in there, let it fall apart, so kind of separate it inside the pot. That's how much room I'm usually working with. And I could put everything else I'm putting in there too. But pot small, I'm going to debone it, get rid of all the bones so I can have more room for my noodles and stuff. I'm thinking about, do I want to put shrimp in there? Maybe I'll saute some shrimp and just put it on top of the soup. Because, yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. Anyway, let me saute up these sausage and finish putting the rest of my vegetables. My broth so I could start getting soft and, you know, I taste the broth. I do need more seasoning. I put a little bit of this kicking chicken in there, and it does need some seasoning. So I'm before I season it anymore, I'm gonna add these sauces to it and see if that helps. But for me not having no butter, I do see a little bit of, you know, goodness in there that the chicken produce. But anyway, I'll be back. Okay, I got my sausage cut up all kind of sizes. I like doing them like that. Come on now, hold on. I'm doing a video. Hold on. So I have no olive oil, no butter, and I'm gonna saute it up. So I just use a little dab of this popcorn topping.
Mama,
I just told you that I'm on the phone, and hold on.
I'm gonna do better.
So it's supposed to be some arcade butter, so I'll just use a little bit of that. We'll see. Just a little bit. So I tasted it earlier. I put the rest of my vegetables in it. That's what it's looking like so far. Took my chicken out to cut it up, and I felt like it needed some more seasoning. I don't have any cream of chicken soup. Sometimes I put cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, cream of celery, cream of asparagus. I do some type of cream. I don't have it, so I just put one of these onion soups in there. I haven't tasted yet to taste how the sodium is for right now, but that should do it. But yeah, So I'm waiting on these kind of saute up. So put them a little crisp to it before I throw them in my pot. I'm still waiting on my chicken to cool down. Break that up. Let it all marry together, and my soup is pretty much done. Oh, my noodles too. All right, be back. I don't know, go there. All right, I got my chicken shredded up. I left like, I don't know, I'm on the phone. I left like pieces of this, had all that meat on there, so I left that in there. Let that boil down some more. This is pretty much done, so I'm gonna add it into my broth. Taste my broth. Got a little kick to it. That's what I wanted. Tastes pretty good. Yeah. This is gonna add some more flavor to it. It's looking real good right now. And I put whole baby carrots in there. You guys could get regular carrots, cut them up. These carrots, cut them up. Not finna do nothing extra. I'm just finna throw them in there. And let me put my sausage in there, and I'll be back. Now that's nothing. That's nothing but the vegetables and the sausage and the carrots and the celery and the onions. Now it's time for me to put my meat back in, let that simmer for a little bit while, and then I'll throw my noodles in. So it's still not looking like I'm had that much room for my noodles. I probably should just put half of the chicken in there and see. But you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna try to do something. All them noodles not gonna be able to fit in here. It's full of chicken. This chicken noodle soup is full of chicken. I need more broth. I need a bigger pot. But it's smelling good, y'all. It's smelling good. It's looking good. Let that marry together a little while. Try to figure out a way to throw them noodles in there. Jeez. Be back. Stop bouncing the ball. Come here.
Mama, Yaya lost my yellow thread. Yaya has my yellow thread.
Why did you take that outside?
To do this.
So you can't find your thread? No, hold on. Leave me alone.
Yaya got money.
All right, I put the noodles in. Just gonna let that simmer and sit. Stop hitting that man in the back of his neck. Alright. The whole thing of noodles fit in there, so hopefully when they swell up, they don't be that big. Alright, this is what the soup looked like, and I tasted it's good. The sausage put it on. Got some shrimp on top. It ain't that much juice in there, y'all. And I love soup for the broth, but anyway. Them noodles, I shouldn't have put all the noodles in there. Kind of soaked up the juice. Get some shrimps just for the top. And that's what the soup is looking like. Yep, the kids is tearing it up now. It's nice and meaty, but it's not that juicy. But it is what it is on what I had, what I was working with.
What?
No, don't just sit up there and eat the shrimp. Eat all the soup.
I had shrimp on top. I had noodles and bacon and...
You know, bacon, that's sausage. But,
sausage.
yeah, I want you to try your soup, not just eat your,
I had this.
Take
This and this.
How do you like it?
Good. On top of my shrimp.
Look, you making a mess. You don't like it, Golden? Well, Golden don't like it. That's what you eating. And you better pick that noodle up because I seen you drop it. What you looking at? Pick that noodle up. Anyway, it's good. I like it.
Me too.
You too, Sparkle?
Nobody do.
Golden one of them. Watch you tear it up, though.
What?
That's good, Golden. You know what you talking about.
Me?
That's good. You just got to finish tasting top, but it was nasty and spit it out on the ground. Now you want to taste it again?
No.
Use a spoon. It's soup. That stuff is hot. You got to get some chicken. You don't like the noodles? I like the noodles.
Me too.
Well, taste your sausage
Give me the
then.
noodles then. Taste the shrimp.
Stop putting hands all in it because Sparkle will eat it if you don't like it.
Taste the shrimp.
Golden really don't mess with shrimp as good as you like shrimp.
No, just take a bite of it like this.
Just bite it.
Me 19 now. What did?
Oh Lord.
The ball.
Golden get on my nerve. Just eat it.
Get the ball.
Oh my God. Hot. I don't think Golden like it. Oh, you like it? Eat the whole thing. You gotta eat it as a spoon with the juice, the broth, and all that. But anyway, Sparkle like it. All right, I might be back.
Wait.
Blow it off. Don't burn yourself. Yeah, yours is hot.
Let me put that over. Wait.
No, I'm not gonna play no games with you. You play too much.
Wait, Mom, what do? Mom, what do?
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Mama,
Go down and talk to your fake butt. You don't like it, you don't like it. It's okay. You ain't gotta impress the camera. You just don't like it. You should go to so fake, y'all. Anyway, we'll be back.